Gentlemen, we got one of the hardest working, one of the nicest, straight from Baltimore artists, CMoney in the building. CMoney, what's going on, man?
Hard work, studio sessions, I guess I say networking, a lot of that,
Yeah.
pretty much. That's where I'm at with it right now.
Hmm.
Shows, yeah, that's me right now.
So everything's going good.
Of course, yeah.
That's good.
Like I'm alive, so
Yeah,
I'm blessed. Like I said,
I hear that. So you grew up in Baltimore?
To be honest, I really don't like answering that question because it's like I got, my father being from Annapolis and my mother being from Baltimore, it's like I grew up in two different areas, you know what I'm saying? So it's like my parents not together, first off, but yeah, it's like growing up, I pretty much I done been to, I done lived in Annapolis, I done lived in Baltimore, I done lived in Baltimore County, you know what I'm saying? I done live everywhere, man. So it's like I'm putting the whole state on my back, the whole state of Maryland, as a whole. I can't sit here and say I'm from one particular place.
So is it like a so being from so many different areas, is any of them like sort of like a culture shock at all? Being from like so many
I'd
different.
probably say when I moved to Owens Mills in the Ricestown area at first, initially, it was a major culture shock. Like, yeah, it was a major culture shock. But I can adapt to any environment. You could throw me anywhere, and I'm gonna adapt to any environment. Wherever I'm at. Growing up in Baltimore and being around the Sandtown area a lot, when I came up, it's like I didn't think anywhere was worse than that. You know what I'm saying? But when I went to Jamaica, I saw a whole nother like I don't know. It's like it's rough out there. I'm gonna say that much. It's rough compared to Baltimore. It's like a third world out there in certain
That's
places.
saying a lot.
Yeah, it's
That's
a third
definitely
world.
saying a lot.
But,
With the past current events,
Mhm.
what was the interactions with the police like with your time in there?
My interactions with police, I don't really have too many interactions with police because I go about my business and I carry myself with respect, so I don't have no issues with police. You know what I'm saying? But as far as that whole ride situation, I stay out. I stay out the way. I don't got time to be sitting here fighting the police. What I'm gonna gain from that? You know what I'm saying? Fighting the police and doing all type of goofy shit like that. I mean, no disrespect to the people that did that, but I don't have time for that. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about a check. You feel what I'm saying? If it ain't got nothing to do with a check, it ain't got nothing to do with me. So I mind my business to stay out of the way. I ain't even got time for none of that. Like, but yeah, it was I don't know. It was like it's a touchy situation, but at the same time, it speaks to a bigger issue. I feel like you know, coming up, it's not really coming up in Baltimore. It's really not many outlets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's hard as hell to get a job. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Can I? It's hard as hell to get a job out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's tough, and it's like when you have no all. When you get frustrated from all that. You know what I'm saying? Not finding a job, and then you got people going back and forth from jail. When you come out of jail, you gonna be criminalized.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna have you. They gonna have a record on your name. So every time you go to get a job,
They don't want to
they
hire.
gonna pull your file up and they gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's like the system is so fucked up. It's like it speaks to a bigger problem why those kids was riding. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's how I feel like. What I feel like, but
So
you got some people that's naive that they never been and never struggled through anything, so they not gonna understand it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it just, I just feel like it was a bigger issue at hand that people was missing the whole thing. Like them kids, they ain't had nothing to lose. That's why they was doing that shit. But
did your surroundings have an influence on your sound and music?
um, I probably say somewhat, but you know, I grew up. When I grew up, I didn't really like, as far as artists around here, I was never really influenced by any artists in Baltimore. The only artist I was really influenced by growing up was probably Lil Wayne, you know, Jeezy, Boosie, a lot of Louisiana artists, Currency, artists like that influenced me. Of course, Biggie, and the list goes on. I can sit here and name artists all night, you know, that influenced me. But as far as the Baltimore area, I can't really say I've been influenced by any of them. Just keeping it 100.
Can you say why that is, or
Um,
you just trying
I
to?
mean, don't get me wrong, Baltimore got a lot of talent out here, but I feel like everybody sounds the same. You know, everybody sounds the same, and I mean, some people might take offense to that, and I mean, if they do, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of people out here, they definitely sound the same. You definitely got the select few that sound good, and I listen to them, some of them every now and then, you know, when I get a chance. But everybody sound the same to me. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know, actually named my whole mixtape Charm City, and then I think seeing that ride stuff definitely did influence a lot of. I probably say it did influence me. I lost a couple friends, you know, to the system. Some of them are not here today, but you know, they died actually from, you know, being murdered and stuff like that. And I put that in some of my old work in my last project, Charm City Volume 1. To anybody that's listening, you can go download that on that piff, you know. But that's pretty much, you know, that's pretty much what influenced me. Like, you know, dealing with everyday situations, stuff like that.
Okay. Do you have any favorite artists from Baltimore or from the Maryland area, period?
That I listen to?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I'd probably say the favorite one I've been listening to as of recent, it's probably Band Hunter Izzy, I think that's his name. Yeah, I done heard some nice stuff from him. Like he got some alright tracks. You know, I like his sound. You know what I'm saying? The production on the beat. I like the, you know, how he be flowing on it. You know, all that. You know, I like Big Salute to Tess. I like what he's doing. Tate Cobain got his own wave going right now.
Yeah.
I definitely like what he's doing. There's probably a couple other people. Of course, Moose. I like Moose. Moose got his own sound too. He putting on for Baltimore. I definitely salute what he's doing. You know,
The Rick Ross and Birdman situation.
Rick Ross and Birdman.
Yeah, the idols became rivals.
Yeah.
From Rick Ross. What's your thoughts on that?
On that whole, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of actually like that song that Rick Ross did. I think me to see competition,
Absolutely.
as long as it don't get, you know, I feel like they should just keep it hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like in Miami and certain places, I don't know, maybe not even Miami. You know, certain places I feel like you can do that, but like in a city like Baltimore, that's not something. You know, it's just something that just can't fly. Like people get killed out here for shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like Rick Ross, you know, it was a good song. I feel like.
I mean, why do you think that is though with Baltimore? Like, why do you think people can't just keep it hip hop though?
I don't know, man. Baltimore just a different breed. It's a different breed. Like,
I think it's like, because people, like, there's no jobs and there's no outlets and stuff like that.
There's no outlets, but I don't know. As far as, I don't know, man. I really can't even explain why. Like, I really don't even have the answer to that, to be honest. Like, Baltimore just Baltimore, man. We just our own entity, man. Like, we like no other city. Like, you can't compare Baltimore to any other city on the planet, because it's nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? But
do you think if Baltimore got more recognition, people might be a little more lenient on the beef side of the music?
that's a good question. Would we be more lenient?
Because I mean, nobody's really made it like super big
Yeah,
from Baltimore. Really, I don't know why.
yeah. I mean, when you had Los, you had well, Los is probably the biggest, to be honest. I can't think of no artist bigger than Los. I mean, people be saying Pac is from Baltimore, but he really, he really went to the
He was,
West Coast. He never really
yeah,
claimed it. You know, his mother, I think they said his mother was on drugs, but he went to the Baltimore School of Arts.
yeah.
But he, I
He
don't
didn't.
know.
He didn't claim Baltimore though because I think he said it had like the highest black on black crime rate. So
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
Did he? I heard it was because it was like, he never really liked it because his mother was on drugs or something. I think that's what I looked up. But yeah, I don't know.
what's your relationship like with a higher power?
Higher power. I mean, he the reason why I'm here. He the reason why I'm talking to you right now. You know what I'm saying? I gotta thank God for everything. I don't know what I'd do without God. You know what I'm saying? It's been situations where I'd have been like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. You know what I'm saying? It's been situations where I've been like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I swear to God, I sat down, I prayed through it, and I got through it. And it's like, he ain't let me down yet. You know?
Do you
But,
think he's the reason why you're so into the music and
well, I'm
he's
I
got
mean,
you so far into the music and stuff like that?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like everything. The way I think, I feel like everything. Like what happens was meant to be will be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't.
So you're a firm believer in karma.
I definitely believe in karma. Like I don't. I feel like what you put in is gonna definitely is what you gonna get out in everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything.
Were you in the mix of the quote unquote lifestyle, or were you just around it and just playing your position and
I was
just
always
knew some
around
people?
it because I got friends and family. You know what I'm saying? Of course, in the city everywhere, but I was never really into that shit. And if I was into it, doing stupid shit, it was because I had to, because of survival reasons. I had to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I had bills to pay or whatever the case, and I did what I did. And I don't regret none of it.
Do you recall like any sketchy situations that you can actually talk about? I don't want to, they put you on the spot.
I mean, I got a lot of sketchy situations, but I really, let me think. Something
Sketchiest.
I can talk about. I'm gonna be honest, I probably can't even talk about it. I'm paranoid saying this shit on camera.
Okay,
But
I mean that's fair enough, man.
yeah, I would say it, but maybe off camera.
Okay.
I don't believe in. I'm one of the people. I don't believe in incriminating myself. You know what I'm saying? You'll never see me on Instagram taking pictures,
Guns and drugs and all
and
that.
shotguns
Yeah.
and AK-47s. That's not me. I don't believe in doing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like making the. I'm not the type of person that's gonna make the police job easy for them. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna look on Instagram and find me with none of that. They're gonna have to search They're gonna have to search hard and do some serious detective work to find some shit on me. Like,
Matter of fact, since you brought that up, what do you think that it's bad parenting that causes these kids to get on social media and feel like it's cool
oh, of
to
course.
pose with all this stuff, or do you think it's just?
I don't think it's any parenting at all. You know what I'm saying? To sit there and let your child go on social media and post them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just the parents. You know what I'm saying? It's some of these rappers that's in the game. You know what I'm saying? They make it. They visualize. If you look on TV, half the time you see shit like that, it's like it's almost making it look cool. Like it's the thing to do now. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing to do now. Ever since Chief, I think it was Chief Keef probably was like the start of that shit on MTV Jams. He had all the guns on the video. I forgot the first name. I think it was Don't Like. And after that, it was like, that's the thing now to do. To put guns in your videos.
Everybody
You know what I'm
screaming
saying?
gang gang and all
Yeah,
that.
you know what I'm saying? To incriminate yourself on Instagram. to do all type of stuff, man. And it's crazy because half of these people doing that stuff is getting locked up, and it's like, and it's like a trap, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I my first the first album I ever bought, unbeknownst to my father, was DMX's "Dark and Hell Is Hot."
I never listened to the whole thing, but I rock with DMX heavy.
But
rock with DMX heavy.
I know you know that he's kind of on the violent side, I guess you could
He's
say.
super violent.
But I mean,
I've
I've never incriminated myself. I've never done really any crimes besides steal. But I mean, I don't understand why people, like, even the media, mainly the media, blames the music for that type of stuff.
Well, I mean, I feel like the music is definitely a big influence on the culture as a whole. So it's an influence on the culture as a whole, you know.
I mean, do you think it's because people or kids just have weak minds, or do you think it's because they're just their parents are just not doing their job?
I think maybe they don't have parents. I don't know. Maybe they don't have parents.
They're home all the time.
Like, you know what I'm saying, that's on them, on their back like that, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why they carry themselves how they do. You know, I can tell you from experience, you know, I can tell you why, you want to know why I first started smoking weed? I think I seen Wiz, I was a big Wiz fan in high school, you know what I'm saying? I grew up on like Wiz Khalifa in high school, and that's exactly why I started smoking weed. Like, and that's why I don't smoke weed that much to this day, but that's why I first started smoking weed. I love Wiz music, you know what I'm saying? I love that lifestyle of getting high. Like, that was why I started smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? That was a big influence on me. Snoop Dogg, you know, the old Snoop, I forgot the name of the album. That was an influence, you know what I'm saying? But that Wiz album, that was that first album I think he had, what was it called?
It wasn't Cushion Orange Juice, right?
Cushion Orange Juice, yeah. Cushion Orange Juice. Like, I used to bump Mesmerize high to school every day. Like, every day. That was my shit, like, for real, like, but.
Okay. So why do you think Baltimore or Maryland has all this talent, but nobody has really been recognized on a high level yet? Like, I know we have Los, but he hasn't like really hit like mainstream status.
Yeah.
You know
I don't know. That's a question I will never understand, cause we got so much. There's definitely talent out here. You know what I'm saying? I felt like Scooter really should have been. You know, Scooter probably, he might have been my favorite. He probably, I take that back. Out of all the artists I named, he probably was my favorite one out of all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think maybe the media doesn't want to, like, I guess even give anybody the chance really because of all the violence?
I don't think it's the media, but I feel like Baltimore artists really don't support each other. And you know, Baltimore as a whole don't really support nothing, you know what I'm saying? And that's with everything. In Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? You look at the casino, you know what I'm saying? Look at the numbers the casino do compared to other casinos. I feel like Baltimore as a market, you know, as a whole, they don't support each other. They don't, you know what I mean? Look at Atlanta artists. Atlanta artists, they all support each other. You know what I'm saying? And look at what Atlanta's doing. But you know, I don't know. I can't say I'll be a hypocrite to say I sit here and I support every Baltimore artist, because I don't really like every Baltimore artist, to be honest. Because like I said, I feel like a lot of them sound the same, but the ones that I do like, I'ma definitely support them. You know, if you make good music, I'ma definitely support you. If I feel like it sound good, you know, I buy some shit. I bought a Moose CD when it first Moose Leroy when it came to stores. I heard it on. I think the first song I heard was Wowoski on the radio, and I went straight to the mall up what was it, Ricerstown Plaza, and copped the CD just cause I fuck with your music. Like, that CD was tough, you know. He showed me a different side of him that I didn't know he had in him, you know. But yeah.
Do you think the radio has anything to do with it? Maybe
The radio, They got a big part of it, but you know it's business. At the same time, they gotta play with attracts to the to
What's
the
marketable?
mass, to the what people requesting and stuff like that. They gotta play that type of stuff. So it's like if all the fans is requesting some bullshit, then they gonna definitely put some bullshit on the radio, and that's what's gonna be playing. But I guess it comes down to I don't know how to fix this. It's a problem though. It's definitely a problem.
When you were in, what's the worst area in Maryland you've lived in?
Definitely Baltimore,
What
hands
what
down.
what can you say is like the worst thing you've witnessed
Worst thing I witnessed,
while living in there?
probably that ride situation. That ride situation was probably the craziest thing I ever seen in my life. Going back and forth to work, and yeah, I don't think I ever seen nothing like that. That's like some Grand Theft Auto type shit. Like in Grand Theft Auto when you get 5 stars,
Yeah.
that's what that fucking SWAT team outside and shit. That shit was crazy. I'm driving down 95 on Russell Street, leaving work. You know what I'm saying? Leaving the casino. I see a bunch of army mother. What was it? Was it Russell Street? It was somewhere. I forgot. I forgot where. I think it was around Russell Street. But yeah, that was crazy.
Judging from all the viral videos you've seen of police doing what they do best,
Yeah.
abusing their power,
Right.
do you think riots, even not even just in Baltimore, but like on a national scale, do you think it's
I'm proud.
justified?
Definitely not justified. I feel like
I mean, not even like if a riot was to break out and they'd start beating random citizens, but
right.
like just towards the police in general. Do you think it's
Nah, I definitely don't feel like it's justified. But I feel like at the same time, everybody always. I feel like at the same time, like if you look at the black community, and you look at how many times a black person has killed a black person compared to, you know, a cop killing a black person, and you look at the numbers, I feel like we kill each other more than the police do. You know what I'm saying? So we need to address. You know what I'm saying? If you want to really stop all the killing that's going on the black community, I feel like we need to stop killing each other first too. Like you know what I'm saying? That police shit, we need to handle that too. But what about the black? I mean, I look on Murder Inc. every day on Instagram and see somebody getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what about that? You know what I'm saying? They don't never. That police stuff. It's almost like a trap because they put it on CNN and stuff like that, almost to kind of see if we're
divide?
gonna have another riot situation. It's like they want to do shit. Like it's almost like a setup. Like the media do that just to get a reaction out of the community because they know we gonna do some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get 5 stars again. You know what I'm saying? Some crazy shit like. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like we need to address ourselves. We need to check ourselves first. You know what I'm saying? And then start checking. You know what I mean? Checking these police that's out of line. You know what I mean? Because all of that plays a part in the killing of the black community. So
This is where I kind of break off from what you just said.
right,
I feel as though, I mean, yeah, there's black on black violence,
right,
but there's white on white violence.
right.
There's everybody on everybody violence.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel as though police need more training. And, and I mean, not even with just their firearms and stuff like that, but just like even hand to hand combat. Like
Yeah.
I see like mostly on social media I see videos of cops just like itching, like they get that itch to just pull their gun
Yeah.
out and stuff like that. And it's
Yeah.
just like if they had more training, they'd either be able to use their taser or I see like 6 cops jump on one girl.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
I never seen that, but if that's the case, that's outrageous. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't think that's cool. They definitely need to fix that. It's a big problem, but I don't know, man. They definitely need to fix all that.
But anyway, get off the police
Mm-hmm.
situation for a minute. So when you're recording your music,
Mm-hmm.
do you have like any rituals or anything like that that you like to do before you get in the zone and to get you in the zone and
Before I
stuff like that?
record, I mean, I definitely go over my lines and everything like that, but I definitely like to listen to Lil Wayne and Drought 3. That's probably like, I don't know, that's probably the best mixtape I ever heard. One of my favorite mixtapes. It's my personal favorite mixtape ever. And when I don't know, when I listen to that mixtape, I kind of like, I can kind of, I don't know, I can kind of get in my zone. You know what I'm saying? I get a good vibe off listening to that mixtape. So it's like, when I go in the booth, I feel like Lil Wayne. I feel like how he felt when he was dropping all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, that's my thing. I like to listen to the Drought 3. That's my motivation right there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Is that one of your top five
top five
rappers?
mixtapes,
Top five rappers.
top five rappers, of course. He definitely got to go on my top five. You know,
So give me your off the top right now.
top
Top five
five
rappers.
rappers. My top favorite. I mean, people gonna disagree. People might listen to this interview and be like, "Oh, that nigga crazy." But at the end of the day, this is my top five. So I'm gonna say, mm,
Doesn't
it's
have to be
hard
in
to
a
do a
particular
top
order.
five because there's so many great artists. Like I can't. It's hard to do it, but just off the top, I'd probably say no particular order. Hove, Lil Wayne, um, uh, my top five, Currency, um, Jadakiss.
Yeah.
I can't lie, Drake kind of like, I don't know, Drake definitely like edging his way into that conversation for me. So I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta definitely throw Drake in there. But I mean, I'm sorry, I gotta take Currency out. No disrespect to Currency. I gotta probably put Jadakiss in there for him. I like Currency though. Currency a big influence on me. But
Okay.
I gotta put Jadakiss in there. I'm sorry, Jadakiss.
Okay. So how long did it take for you growing up to realize that you wanted to start getting into music?
Um, Not long at all. I mean, I always, I played sports when I was younger, but I DJed when I was younger. So my father was a DJ. My father was a DJ. He still DJ to this day. But I was real into DJing parties and stuff like that. So it was like I always had an ear for good music. I always loved good music. You know what I'm saying?
What was your DJ name?
I never had one. To be
No.
honest, it was just my father would have he would have little gigs here and there. So I would pretty much like when he had like hip hop. See, he older. He in his 50s. So he got crowds that like that old 70s music, that oldie but goodies type stuff. But when he would have them crowds that requested hip hop for parties and stuff like that, that's where I would come into play, and I would turn it up. Like I would turn it up. I have everybody in there, doing their thing for real. Like I
So
always loved music.
so getting into music was basically just following in your father's footsteps, kind of.
I guess you could say so to speak, but I always loved music. So I think the first song I fell in love with probably was Big Pimpin' by Jay-Z, and ever since, ever since, that's I fell in love with it. Never looked back. But
And do you do anything outside of music?
outside of music, at the moment, I work. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I done sold 1,000 bricks. You know, talking. Like I'm the biggest drug dealer. No, I work. I work almost every. I don't say every day, but almost every single day. 5 days a week. I work at the Horseshoe Casino. I deal cards. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't. I'm the biggest drug dealer in the world and I do this and that. No, I'm keeping it 100. I work. You know what I'm saying? I work for everything I got. Nobody put me on. Nobody putting a bag behind me. I'm getting eyes out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Out the dirt. Like, I'd rather have it no other way. So,
So first of all, I respect that you
Right.
that you actually said that. But why do you think kids think it's cool to sell drugs and join gangs and stuff like this? Even though just because the people that you idolize did
Well,
it,
I mean,
even though they didn't want to do it, they just did it because they had to, and then they
it's
started
well
rapping again.
as far as selling drugs, I don't. I mean, I can say like me, I might have sold a couple drugs here and there just because of the fact I need, like I said earlier, I needed money at the time, and I would have did whatever for the bread. You know, when you hungry and you starving and you need money, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what you gonna do? You want if you gonna either starve or you gonna go eat. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes you don't have a choice. It's like when you placed in these fucked up situations, it's not about being cool or being this and that. At least for me, I did it out of survival. You know what I'm saying? The things that whatever I did in the streets or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I did it for survival purposes. But now as far as gangs go, I don't know. I can't tell you why they in the gang. I never gang banged or nothing like that. So, I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's for protection, whatever. I don't know. A lot of people go to jail and they join these gangs and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't. They might, I mean, I don't know why I can't tell you too much about them. Why people join the gangs though. But
Well, salute to you for that, man.
yeah.
So outside of music, if let's say you got a record deal
Right.
and you're probably two to three albums in.
Right.
Eventually, you're gonna get tired, or
Mm-hmm.
not tired, but let's just say you want to venture into other things.
Right.
Would do you have any business
Definitely.
ideas right now, like
Um,
for the future?
I would definitely want to get into acting. I want to be one of them. I want to follow the Ice Cube route, that rapper turn actor.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Um, I think if I'm not mistaken, he wrote Friday.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, so I definitely want to get into acting. It's a lot of money in that field. And I feel like I can definitely venture off into that after rapping, because this rap thing ain't gonna last forever. You know, it's definitely not gonna last forever. So you definitely gotta. Real estate is another thing I would like to eventually get into, stuff like that. It's money in that, but
Did you have any like OGs to tell you about, you know, to school you on the fact that music isn't forever and you should keep your mind open to other things and stuff like that, or
um,
were you just kind of like it's kind of obvious to
it's kind of obvious because it's like it's not gonna last forever. It's just like this rapping thing is almost like an NFL player or a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? Once they get big, they realize they know they're not gonna last forever. They ain't gonna be able to play basketball. Like Kobe Bryant, he wasn't gonna play basketball forever. Ray Lewis knew he wasn't gonna play football forever. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta find something afterwards. You know what I'm saying? And I think acting would definitely be something I could do for a long time, and I can definitely see myself doing that. But
you know what genre?
what of movies?
Yeah.
Um, I like to do something in crime, like like some drama type shit.
Some CSI type.
I wouldn't say like I don't know. I guess what drama would like? I mean, what genre would be what's the movie Belly? I can see myself on a movie like that or Friday, like a hood classic. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
One of them type of movies. You know, I definitely like to do that.
Training Day Part 2.
Training Day, something
Yeah.
something a hood classic. That you
Yeah.
always watch. A menace to society. You know what I'm saying? But like a Baltimore version or something. I could definitely see myself in that field.
And if you didn't take the music route,
Mm.
did you plan on going to college for anything?
If I did go to college, it would definitely be for like mixing and mastering. You know what I'm saying? Just to better my craft. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't know whatever I can do in that department. So I can when I record, I know a little bit more about what I'm doing. I could actually like mix and master my own vocals, so I can get that sound that I want. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That'd probably be the only thing if I did go back to college.
So did you like already go to college
I wasn't
before?
really. I ain't gonna say. You know, I went to CCBC. That ain't really no college.
Just
College.
general
I never
studies.
really. Yeah, I was like, I never really was into like no major campus, like nothing like that, like no Towson or Morgan or nothing like that.
Listen, dude. Listen. CCBC isn't gonna put you 60 grand into debt either.
Yeah, I mean, CCBC. You said it ain't gonna put you into debt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. But I wasn't. I was just saying I wasn't in no major major campus or nothing like that. But
What was the first rap album you ever bought?
rap album I ever bought. I think it was a G Unit CD if I'm not mistaken. G Unit or was it G Unit? I think it was G Unit if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was a G Unit album. I forgot the name of it.
Beg for Mercy?
I don't think it wasn't Beg for Mercy, but was it G Unit? I'm trying to think. Was it G Unit? I think it was a G Unit. It was either G Unit or a whole CD. Between that and the Black album, I don't remember exactly. I remember, I was young. I never really paid for CDs until I got in like elementary school, like in the fourth and fifth grade or something. That's when I really, I might have bought a CD or something.
And what year were you born in?
I was born in '93, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So people that's older than me, they probably looking like this nigga bought a G Unit, like the fuck. They probably going crazy right now, but it is what it is. Yeah, I was born in '93, so.
Okay, so a lot of rappers nowadays that are kind of, I guess, falling off, I guess you could say, or some that are just looking for extra pocket money,
Right.
are going on reality shows.
Mm-hmm.
So if, say, Love and Hip Hop approached you
Yeah.
and said like, we want to do a show, we want you to be on the show.
Yeah.
What would it take to get you on the show? Or
Phone
would you
call.
even do it? Would you even
Yeah, I
do
would do it. I mean, it's definitely a good experience. I mean, I feel like you would get a lot of exposure out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of people, especially women, they love that type of. Me personally, I don't like none of that stuff. I watched probably the first couple ones they had with Flavor Flav and I think they had another one with New York. And after that, I was done. I ain't even care no more because it was it was so repetitive.
Yeah.
It's like it's not even entertaining to me anymore. And then when I realized it was fake, that, you know what I'm saying, I really stopped watching it then. Once I realized it wasn't really, I mean, to be honest, I would do it for the experience.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just for the experience, just to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just to be on the show, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have to pay me much, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't mind being on the show. It's definitely good exposure. So to the people that do that, I definitely can't knock them. That's exposure, You on national television.
Okay, so with your music, do you have a team behind you, correct?
Right.
Okay, so how big of a role do they play in your whole music?
Oh, they huge. To be honest, I'm not shit without my team. You know what I'm saying? We all work together to achieve a common goal, which is to make it big. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, big salute to every last one of them. Every last one of them. To the artists, to the guys that's managing. You know what I'm saying? Putting, it's like I had to realize, in this industry as coming up as an artist, like you can't really, you're not gonna be able to do this like by yourself. You gonna definitely have to have a team behind you. You can't do it by yourself. That's like a basketball player a star player trying to win a championship by himself. You gotta have a team with him. There's no way you can get that ring without no team. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning that.
Do they let you know, like, when you're recording, like, would they let you know if something sounds bad, or would they just be like,
I'm gonna be honest. They don't really have to say that because I'm already know. I know when I sound bad. I'm not gonna, like, I don't know. I done had a couple times, when I done recorded some shit and I just be like, I don't like it. Like, you know, most of the time the stuff that they don't like, I'm going to know. Because, like, if I record something and I got people in there and they sitting in the background, and if they all going crazy, like, oh, yeah, yo, that verse was hard, whoop-de-whoop. Okay, yeah, I know for it. Like, and I'm feeling it, I'm going to know. If I record some shit, I ain't really feeling it, they all quiet in the background. It's like, you know, you going to know, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you going to get that vibe that the song, you know what I'm saying, or what you just laid down is not really all that. You know what I'm saying?
If you were recording and
Right.
you know everything was going good, and would they say something like, "Oh, instead of saying this, you should say this instead," type of stuff? Would you
Oh, man, they
would you
would.
like take that into consideration?
I definitely like take stuff into consideration. Like if people got an opinion on something, I definitely like to hear it. You know what I'm saying? To get an outside perspective of it. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's my work, so it's like I'm gonna definitely have a final say on it. Of course, like you know what I'm saying, if I want to add it in or not. But I mean, I guess I roll with my gut. You know, if I feel like it sounds good, I'm gonna put it in there. If I think it's whack, I'm gonna be like, you know. Be like, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm be like, I ain't really feeling it too much.
Okay, so recently on the pit fights,
Uh,
you had Lil Nay versus Ron.
right. Yeah, that was a good battle.
How do you feel about it? Did you get to watch it?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. That battle was dope. Like I can't even think of no other word. Like when I actually watched the battle, you know what I'm saying? Like Nate being my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? Somebody I really rock with.
Kind
I'm
of
gonna be honest,
biased.
he even said it. It was a good battle, yo. I'm going into the battle thinking he just gonna trash him compared to what he did to these other guys. It was a good battle. It was a really good battle. But I feel like when they got into that last round and they started saying I think it was, you know, I think it was the last round, if I'm not mistaken. But they started dropping some personal stuff.
Yeah.
When I seen the look on I think it was, what's his name, Ron?
Yeah.
When I looked on his face and I seen like when he said that personal stuff, how his face was, I was like, I think Nate might have edged him out on that one because it was neck and neck until then.
Yeah.
Ron had some hot little I think his name was Ron. He had some hot little line about James St. Patrick. I'm like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
he was tough. He surprised me. I never heard of him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was your first one seeing him?
That was my first time seeing him. I never heard of him. You know what I'm saying? I seen Nate. I've been watching Nate since high school. You know, we recently worked together, but I don't really I never really heard of Ron. I didn't know too much about him. I didn't know what to expect, but he can rap. He can definitely rap. He got
definitely
balls.
nice, dude.
He's tough.
Edibles.
Yeah.
So apparently, recently you had a little situation.
Yeah, man. I had a fucking edible, man. That shit was. I'll never do that shit again when I gotta handle business. Yeah, I had a fucking edible right before. Like that's why, like you know what I'm saying. To anybody that's watching this interview and don't know what's going on, I was actually supposed to do this interview not too long ago, but I had a motherfucking edible for the first time, and I didn't know what to expect. So I got a little annoyed, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, it was crazy. I was still at work when I had it. So it was like, I left work early as I don't know what, Cause I couldn't stay in there like that. Like, and then when I got in the house, I was geeking. Like, I was tripping. Like, I think
Did you know it was an edible though?
I knew it was an edible. But at the same time, I didn't know how strong it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They told me it had like a body type feel. Man, it was all mental. There wasn't no body feel. It was all mental. Somebody lied to me, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Was that your first one or was
That was
it
my first one ever. You know what I'm saying?
last one?
I was too annoyed to take to do an interview like that. It was crazy. Like, I went in the house. I think I started watching Friday or something. You know what I'm saying? I was in my zone. But yeah, that. Anybody watching this, you take them edibles. You better know what you're getting into. For real. Don't eat no whole bunch of them. You better take little small pieces at a time.
From somebody who doesn't really smoke, period, that much? Like, what's the difference between just smoking regular weed and smoking, or just doing an edible, like eating an edible?
You smoke weed, I feel like it's gonna hit you right then and there. You know what I'm saying? You smoking, you inhale, exhale, you gonna feel it like almost within 15, 20 seconds. You take an edible, it might take about a half an hour. But I tell you this, when that half an hour pass, you know, it's gonna kick in like motherfucking you can't. That shit ain't no joke. It's gonna hit you like. I remember I'm gonna be honest, I deal cards, so when I was on the table dealing cards, I just stopped and then I looked and I'm like, yo, I think this bitch just kicked in. Like, yo, I was tripping. Man. I hope my boss don't see this shit.
What were you seeing like visually?
I wasn't really seeing too much. Everything was just, I seen everything, of course. You know, I wasn't blacking out or nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Everything was just slow motion. I guess the biggest difference is how long it take. You know, it'll sneak up on you. You might take a couple little pieces. You might take more because you ain't feel it. And it's going to kick in, though. It's made right. It's going to kick in. Believe me.
Okay, so I heard you recently worked with C-Biz, the producer.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it like, and how did you guys link up, meet up?
I think the first time we linked up. It was a showcase. I probably had the worst performance of my life, but at the same time, I ended up meeting him. Yeah, that was when I met him. You know, I was doing a showcase. You know, and we've been definitely working ever since. So.
What's it like working with him?
I'd probably say out of all the engineers I work with, he definitely got the most patience. Like out of all of them, he got a good ear for music. On top of that, he definitely gonna let you know when you messing up. You know what I'm saying? Or when he thinks something ain't right, he gonna let you know. He gonna definitely let you know, and that's what I respect about him. You know what I'm saying? You got other engineers that's out here. They'll record you. They ain't gonna say nothing. They don't give a fuck. They just care about the money. They don't even care about what they doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna drop no names, but a lot of these engineers in Baltimore, there's some good ones. You know, you got C-Biz, you got Mike Beasley recently left. He was another one I worked with, but you know, some of them really don't even care. They just there to get the bread. They don't care about how you sound. You know, but C-Biz, you know what I'm saying? He definitely. He care about what he do. You can tell he genuine about his craft. You know what I'm saying? Man, work hard every single day. So it's like, I definitely like working with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So,
And one more question before you get up out of here. This is kind of left field.
Okay.
I'm not sure how you really feel about female rappers.
Uh-huh.
But how do you feel about the whole Nicki and Remy Ma situation?
Nicki and Remy, like I said, I feel like it's good for the culture, to keep hip hop going. It's entertaining, but I don't know. I just feel like certain places you can't really do that. We can't do that down here, but it's definitely entertaining. It's good for hip hop to keep it alive, you know. Remy definitely came with some fire on that first one, but the second one I really didn't like it too much. But that first one was like, I don't know, it sparked the year off. You know what I'm saying? For hip hop, really, it wasn't really nothing big going on until that breaking news. Remy did this, Nicki Minaj, you know, that was everywhere. But I'm a Young Money fan, so I don't know. I kind of gravitate towards Young Money artists, all of them, even the ones that ain't even there no more. Currency, Tiger, all of them, every last one of them. If they had Young Money on their name under Wayne, I'm gonna gravitate towards them. But yeah.
Okay, so do you have do you have any new music coming out that fans should be looking out for?
I got a new project dropping on the 17th. I'm releasing a sequel to my first mixtape, Charm City. It's gonna be Charm City Volume 2. Okay. Dropping on the 17th, and we're doing a release party. So anybody in Baltimore, if you're not doing anything on the 17th on a Wednesday, swing through the 2 o'clock club. I'm doing a release party, joint release party with another artist. You know, His name Wayne Archer. Shout out, salute to him. You know, we're gonna be doing a release party at the 2 o'clock. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. It's definitely. You know, follow me on Instagram, CMoney_CTF. I'm on Instagram, Twitter. I appreciate you having me though.
No problem, man.
These snakes be hiding in plain sight. That's why I don't trust shit. It could be one of your main hitters or the bitch that you fuck with. All I know is running bands up. That's the shit I'm in love with. Big salute to all the breadwinners, cause I know they gonna love this. These niggas trying to give me advice. Them niggas ain't got shit. The fuck is these niggas geeking for if the bread and the topic? I don't play about the fatty though. For the bread, I'ma let it go. Niggas mad cause we on the ground flexing somewhere out past Mexico. You niggas need to get your bread up. Niggas broke so they fed up. I got your bitch sending neck and flicks on a Snapchat with a leg up. You be pumping up her head though. In real life, she a weirdo. I'ma send it back to you. And probably gonna kick out the crib though.